Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all you're doing incredible. I am so thankful that you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. And I'm sure maybe you don't feel like you had any part in that, but you certainly did. And I'm thankful that you're here. And I am kind of just in awe with this life experience. I come on here all the time and I speak about things, and obviously before I record I think about a lot of things, and I'm constantly just in awe of just how new each and every experience is. Just like each and every recording that I do. I mean, I've done multiple recordings so far, and maybe this will be the one that actually goes to air, but each and every time that I speak from the heart, and something else comes out every time, and it means something more. It feels in a deeper way. It feels more, and it makes my life feel like it's more, and each and every moment that we bring that feeling and validate that feeling in our experience, we can enhance our life to be exactly as we want it to be exactly what we know, what we feel it can be. And so often I speak about our feelings in this podcast, and it's really something so important because our feelings tell us where we are. Our feelings tell us what we want and what we've been experiencing and what we've been creating based on those feelings. And when we imagine ourselves having a big house and a big boat and a bunch of cars and a suitcase full of money, when we imagine ourselves having all those things, it's not really the things that matter. It's the feeling that comes about when you have those things. I feel free that I can go anywhere and do anything. I feel like I don't have to worry about money or how the bills are going to be paid. I don't have to worry about how my kids are going to be fed. When I imagine that suitcase full of money and that yacht, all cares are gone. I'm carefree. I'm free. I'm living the life of my dreams because I don't have to worry. I'm living in happiness. I'm having all the things that I could ever want and more. And that comes along with a feeling. And you feel that. You feel that life as you imagine it. You feel it so deeply, and it makes you smile, and it lights up your body in this way that only you can really feel. And that is that incredible feeling of having all those things. And as we take those items, as we take those experiences out of the picture and just focus on that feeling, then we can feel that feeling anytime that we want to. And maybe at the beginning, it takes you imagining that big house and that big boat and that suitcase full of money for you to feel that. But as you practice it more and more, maybe as you go into that imagery more and more and you start giving value to that feeling more and more, maybe as you're feeling it and as you're immersed in that feeling of having all that money and you're smiling and your body's lighting up and you're noticing, it's like, wow, what does this feel like? This feels really great. My body is lighting up. I feel joyous. Like there are these thoughts that are coming in my head about all the things I can do with all my money and all my abundance. There are these things that start to happen within the body that you can start to notice. Your feelings are starting to elicit a response. Notice that feeling and give value to that feeling, because then those images can fade away and you can focus on that feeling alone. And soon after, we'll find ourselves in this experience where that is the feeling that we just feel. We can bring it into any moment of our lives. And as we bring that feeling into each and every moment of our experience, then isn't that the experience that we're having? Isn't that feeling of joyousness, of freedom, of abundance, isn't that what we're experiencing right now in this moment? It is. But oftentimes we look in our wallet, we look at our bank account, we look at the bills, we look at our refrigerator and we see, oh man, well, it was just a pipe dream. It was just a thought that I need to get my head out of the clouds. I need to start focusing on reality. But in truth, you're always going to do what you need to do to survive and get things done. You can give yourself a break to imagine what it feels like to be in a different situation. Because how can you actually get in that situation if you have no idea what it feels like? If it's something that's so foreign that it feels uncomfortable. Because there are many people that have come into great fortune and blew it all away because it was like, I just don't know exactly what to do with it. So many people given incredible opportunities and paralyzed by the abundance that they're being given that they don't even know what to do with it. It happens so often because we haven't practiced getting ourselves in alignment, but we've practiced dreaming of it, and we've practiced squashing our own dreams as we felt that incredible feeling and then said, well, I got to get my head out of the clouds. value that feeling, move towards that feeling, continue to feel that feeling. And the things that you imagine, the things that any of us imagine, they are small. They pale in comparison to the greatness and the incredible things that are in store for us in this life. So if you hold on to that feeling, then you can start to align yourself with things that are in correspondence with that. Just like when I say the word sad, maybe you think of a sad clown. Maybe you think of your sandwich falling on the floor. Maybe you think of a loved one passing away. There are many levels of sadness, and there are many levels of experiences that could culminate towards being in the category of sad. So if we practice that feeling of sadness, of despair, then there are things that are going to come up in this life that we couldn't have even imagined, but they are in very much alignment with that feeling. So if we imagine our abundance, if we imagine our joy and our happiness and the love that we are, and the love that can transpire through living the life of our dreams, and we feel into that, then I assure you, there will be things that come to surprise you in this life that are everything that you would have wanted but didn't even know that you wanted. Like, you will be given things that you've always wanted but didn't know that you wanted until it was right in front of you. And it's by letting go of these restrictions of even thinking of that big house as being all that you need or all that you're capable of having. Because you're capable of having that big house and maybe 20 more. And maybe you also have a dream of helping the homeless, and maybe one of those houses is something that does that. Maybe you get to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish by just feeling into it, by just feeling that feeling of, I want to give love. I want to feel my abundance. I want to know what it feels like to have happiness in my day-to-day experience. And I can start by feeling it right now. What would it feel like to go an entire day of just being the most magnificent day? People envision their day all the time. People put 5-year plans, do vision boards all the time of their entire life. So you can imagine a day of you imagining, wow, like, what does it feel like to have a day of just happiness, of being at peace? And then you can feel into that, and lo and behold, your day will probably be more peaceful than it would have been before. And so often we will put ourselves in this little cycle where we feel as though it's like, well, why should I imagine feeling these things when it's not my reality? I'm just fooling myself. You're not fooling yourself. You are aligning yourself. You're aligning yourself to the place that you want to be. You're aligning yourself to the life that you want to live. Because there's been this practice with this alignment of the life that has been being lived thus far. And every time that we move towards our happiness, every time we move towards that feeling of greatness, of more, of peace, of freedom, as we move more towards that and value that feeling in each and every moment and try to bring that into more and more experiences, then that will be the life that we have. And then the world will respond. You are bringing yourself into alignment to where even if your puppy just died, if you are in such a great place of alignment, then you will shed the tears that are needing to be shed. But ultimately, you will smile because you know that you have had such an incredible experience with this beautiful creature, and that memory and that soul will always be connected with you. And we can move forth. And I mean, there are many ways of processing death and processing loss in whatever way that you wish to look at it. But the point is that as we start to do this alignment work, which is really what it is, it's feeling our way to the life that we want to live. As we do that more and more, then there will be experiences that arise that would normally get us down, that would normally make us feel as though we are out of alignment. But you know so definitively of the truth of what you're feeling and what your life is, that it doesn't matter what appears in front of your experience, in front of your eyes. You will always know what you know. And if you feel that feeling of abundance, so much so that you don't have to imagine the yacht or the millions of dollars or anything like that, you know your abundance. But you look in your wallet and maybe your wallet's not as big as your imagination is. But at the end of the day, as long as you hold true to what you're feeling, then the feeling of limitation or lack of abundance will not influence you. And that's really what culminates our experiences. You feel like you're broke because there are things that you want to buy. There are things that you want to do, and you feel as though you don't have enough money for it. And maybe you don't have enough money for it, but if you align yourself with that feeling of abundance, then maybe you tell yourself, maybe right now I choose not to jump through hoops in order to get myself to do that thing right now. Maybe I wish to just acknowledge my abundance and hold on to this and think about all the different things that come to my mind as I hold on to this feeling of abundance. Because as you hold on to these feelings, new thoughts will come in, new ideas will come in, and they will bring you in closer alignment with that thing that you seek to have. So as you practice this alignment with your abundance or your freedom, there will be things that start to arise in your consciousness that seem like really good ideas. And they seem like really good ideas that will get you closer to that exact thing that you want. So as we listen to that feeling more and more, and as we allow those thoughts to come in more and more and to feel our way towards the ones that feel more in alignment with us, feel more exciting to us, because the ones that feel really exciting to us, those are the ones that are going to get us closer to where we want to be. And even if you embark on that idea or that venture and it crumbles to the ground, I assure you, if you keep that feeling of abundance, of joy, of happiness, of love for the fact that you're just adventuring in this life and exploring and creating amazing things, as you hold true to that, then that fiery burn down isn't going to be anything except for a lesson learned. And it will bring about new thoughts and feelings within yourself that's going to move you and propel you to that place that you imagined originally, and more. Because I assure you, there are things that, and I know just from the things that have come in my own experience, that I couldn't have even imagined the incredible experiences that I would come to have in this life just from trying to imagine my happiness. Because there were things that I imagined for my happiness and included, a Tesla and, like various other things that I'm not going to mention right now, but things that I know that I will have in my life. But there are things that have come in my experience that have been above and beyond what I could have ever expected. But it's because I let go of that idea that I needed to have these certain things in my life in order for me to feel this way. As I let go of that and just start to feel that feeling and start to value that feeling, then it's almost as if the rest of the universe started to orchestrate its way to giving me more of that feeling, putting things in my life that would naturally align me with that feeling more. And I'm not trying to align myself with it, I'm just aligning myself with that feeling. And life is bringing me and handing me all these different experiences, and it's incredible. It's truly something that is magical, and that's why I wish to share it, because I want everyone to be in on this magic. It is who we are. It is what we are. This life is what we are. And I will continue to say that, and I will continue to spread this message, because it's what allows us to live that life so much more fully. It allows us to live this life being the creator that we are. And it is something that is magnificent, but we have to focus our attention on that which we want. And it's not the physical things that we want in this life. We want the feeling. We want to say, I had a good day because I spent it with, friends and all sort of stuff, but it was just a good day. And tomorrow I'm going to have a good day too. And I have no idea what's in store, but tomorrow's going to be a great day. And then that next day, things will arise in your experience. And as you know it's going to be a good day, things will come into your experience that are in alignment with that. And if something comes into your experience that is not in alignment with that, then know that is a shadow. It's a shadow that you've been holding on to for some time. And it's ready to be addressed. And you apparently have the strength, and you're in the place within yourself that you can address it. That is an incredible accomplishment, because once that shadow appears, you have the ability to shed the light on it. And shedding the light on it is just recognizing the feeling that's arising, the despair, the sadness, the lack, the restriction that you feel, and casting the opposite upon it. Casting that which you know you want for yourself, know that you are within yourself, casting that light upon that shadow, and letting it be at peace. Because again, we're not casting the shadows away. We're not pushing them away. We're not stuffing them away. We're not turning our heads away from them. We are shining our full light. We are shining our full essence upon it, and saying it is no longer something that can stand here. As we open the windows in that dark room, the shadows have no place else to go. And we don't have to get angry with the shadow in order for it to go away. All we have to do is shine that light on it. So shine your light on these experiences of your life by feeling your way towards what you want for yourself. Align yourself with who you are, the abundance that you are. There is nothing that is impossible to you in this life, and I promise you that. And as we feel more and more into that, this life will show you that. You will come across experiences where you will prove that to yourself. Hold true to what you feel. And when that feeling is telling you that something isn't right, then again, cast that light of what you know is the truth upon it. And live your life, live this experience, each and every moment of it, in the way that feels the best for you. And even if there is war and chaos in front of you, allow yourself to be such in alignment with the truth of your happiness and your joy and the peace that you feel, that that chaos doesn't mean anything to you. The chaos before you is a work of art, so to speak. It's something that does not move you outside of that place. And if anything, it inspires you to realize that, again, this is a shadow that I have had casted upon my life in so many different areas. And it's culminating in this moment right now before my eyes. And how beautiful is that? Because now I can hold true to that love that I feel within myself. I can hold true to that abundance that I feel within myself. And I can bring it right now. I can hold steady with it right now in this moment and not let that move me. You can walk through the shadows and not have to worry about it taking you or it consuming you, as we've done so many times before, where we felt as though if we look at that darkness, if we go in that place, if we allow that emotion to be here, then we will be consumed by it. We will cry and drown in our own pool of tears. And it's not something that is actually true, but it is an incredible feeling of pain and anguish that is in our experience right now in this moment. So we have to ask ourselves, is this the truth of what I feel for myself? Is this the truth of what I know within myself? Or is this the truth that someone else has told me? That someone else outside of me have told me that I'm not good enough? That I don't deserve this? Is this coming from outside of me? Is this feeling? Is this communication that I'm having within my own mind? Is that something that is actually happening from my own beliefs? Or is it beliefs of others? And as I cast those beliefs of others outside of me, as I cast away the things that are no longer in alignment with me, then I can align myself with who I am, with what I know I feel for myself, and what I know I can have in this life. You are incredible. You are absolutely incredible. Feel that. And watch this life cater to you with every song, with every bird, with every twinkle of the light and various ways, the sun glimmering off trees. I promise you, this world will speak to you, and it will cater to every single moment of your experience of being joyousness. And you can be in a job that you don't even like that much, and I promise you, it would be something that is incredible. Maybe you find that your coworkers are somehow really nice to you. Maybe people start buying you meals, or maybe nothing changes at all except your demeanor and the way that you go about your day. And you can go to that job that you hated and would come home every day and sit in your car and just be like, man, I don't want to have to go back to this job again. Maybe after going to work in alignment, you come back and you're joyous after work. You're happy while you're doing that job that you previously did not like. It's because you are in alignment with yourself and you are able to see whatever shadow casted upon you and know that it's only temporary. And know that the light that you cast is something that is greater and grander and will move you anywhere that you want to be. In that place that you are right now that doesn't seem that pleasing, it's only temporary, and you know that because of what you feel. And again, it may seem as though you're fooling yourself by imagining this, and it's not actually what you're seeing, but in reality, you are aligning yourself. And also in reality, your experience right now in that moment, as you're imagining that thing, is joyousness, is happiness, it's freedom, is it not? As you imagine these things for yourself in your life and you feel them, is that not your experience? And you don't have all those things around you. You don't have that nice car, you don't have that big house, you don't have that suitcase full of money, but you feel like you do, and it feels pretty great, doesn't it? Hold on to that feeling. Do not be discouraged by the fact that it does not appear in front of you immediately. You can feel it right now. You don't have to wait for the feeling. And that feeling is what you desire. And as you hold on to that, feeling and cast away what your eyes are showing you, then you will realize very soon that things are happening in your experience, and it's almost like the feeling is becoming automatic just because life is catering to the continuation of that feeling. And the only thing that you have to do is give gratitude. And you don't even have to, but you will want to. You'll just be so thankful. It's like, oh my gosh, this is my life. This is so incredible. This is so amazing. I'm so thankful. And that's really that's what this process is. It's just moving towards gratitude for the person that we are, for the being that we are. But we can't fully live that truth until we align ourselves with it. So feel your way to it. Feel your way to that incredible life that you know is yours. That incredible being that you know is you. You can do anything. You are amazing. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you being here, because you will change this world by moving towards your passions. And it doesn't matter how long you've been on this earth. It doesn't matter what walk of life you are in right now. It doesn't matter what circumstances are surrounding you in your life. I promise you, if you hold true to what you feel within yourself, of all of the greatness that you have, you will change this world. You will change this world. And it will be very subtle, but it will be very significant. And I promise you, every bit of it counts. And at the end of the day, when all is said and done, again, you feel that incredible feeling right there in that moment. So it's always a win-win. Allow yourself to feel good. And even if it takes imagining things at first to bring yourself to that place, recognize that feeling. Bring yourself to alignment with that feeling. Value that feeling above all else. And carry that feeling with you into all circumstances that will try to take that feeling away from you. Because those are the circumstances that have taken that feeling away from us and have allowed our lives to transpire the way that it has. Take your abundance with you. Take your joy with you. Take your freedom with you. And take your love with you. It is all yours. So that's all I really have for this episode. If you have any thoughts or ideas or anything that you'd like to share, you can send that to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups: Instagram, everything.sunpodcast, Twitter @everysunpodcast, the Facebook group @everysunpodcast as well, and the YouTube page, Everything Under the Sun with Ty. And that's all I got. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you soon.